Madhava, pranam, Maharaj.
Haribol.
Haribol, I'm driving, so I have you on loudspeaker. Can hear me, Maharaj?
I can hear you.
How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Are you well?
Yes, Maharaj. I'm driving at the minute, just driving back from Kent.
Oh, okay.
So I'm nearly there, not far to go. I can hear you now, Maharaj.
¿Dónde vas, Maharaj? Está bien, ¿no? Está bien, ya. Haribol.
How is everyone?
Yes, Maharaj. All fine. Happy to see you. Dandava Prabhu Kecha, Dandava Kanudi, Kanupriya Didi.
Dandava pranam. Dandava pranam. Dandava.
Paz. La canción, el cancionero. Dale, quita la peta de allá. Va. Vale. ¿Todo bien? Ok. How are you here, Maharaj? How are you? Fine?
I'm okay.
Yeah, okay. Priyatama.
That's so good today, huh?
Sí.
She's okay.
Sí. Priyatama. El Maharaja está diciendo que si tú estás bien. Sí.
Estoy bien, gracias.
Estoy bien, gracias.
I'm well, thank you.
Today, Shanta Maharaj, today, very activity, no? In India, chant, walking in the street, all day.
And Puri, huh?
Yes.
Ready for when is Rath Yatra?
On the 1st.
On the 1st?
July 1st.
He's very enthusiastic.
Yes, very enthusiastic. Wow. Very energy. Wow.
Why you're doing that?
Because there's a spot, you see?
Huh? Spot.
There's that spot.
What spot?
Under your right arm.
Where?
You see the grass?
Is there any problem?
Right there.
What does that do?
I don't know.
Yesterday, was it yesterday? Doctor gave me changed my medicine, and I became very sick from the medicine.
From the medicine, Maharaj?
Yes, increased the medication, and it caused swelling all over my body.
Oh no.
And
You changed it on Thursday.
yes, and now I feel okay, thankfully.
Oh, good.
Okay.
These medicines are very bad sometimes, huh? Does Priyatama have to take any medicine?
Yes, Maharaj. She take medicine. One
A pill?
doctor come to home una vez. Come one day in the month, doctor come to home, check Priyatama, take medicine. Give to her medicine.
Okay. Sometimes the medicine is not very good. But the problem.
Yes, the time in time, doctor change medicine for her. The time in time change medicine. Priyatama is medicine for diabetes.
Huh?
Sugar in blood.
Dialysis?
Oh, dialysis?
And here problem
Heart.
and blood problem. Very problem in
Blood pressure. Yeah.
hair, blood.
Yes.
Priyatama no movement is very difficult. No good movement in body. We are trying help to hear. All is Krishna decision.
Yes, of course. I know. Krishna Kesava helps me also to get through some of the times.
Beautiful service for Keshava. Prabhu help to Maharaja is Keshava Prabhu is very fortunate for to serve it a great personality Maharaj. And then Keshava Prabhu is very fortunate. Sure.
Maharaj, why did they change your medicine?
Why did they change your medicine?
Oh, blood pressure. Well, for two reasons. One, kidney problem and the blood pressure problem.
Right.
So they gave me another medicine for, increase the medicine for kidney, and that made me very sick.
Right.
Then they increased the medicine for the blood pressure, and that caused edema, edema, water retention,
Right. Okay.
and then my feet, my whole body became no,
No.
water retention.
Huh.
The whole body became blown up, Thankfully today it's okay. But I don't know, these medicines are supposed to help and they make everything worse.
Sometimes they have a counteraction, don't they? They affect something else in the body. Sometimes you take one medicine for one thing and it causes another problem somewhere else.
The cure is worse than the disease. Unfortunately, Ayurveda doesn't seem to work very well for me. I've tried Ayurveda.
Yeah.
That's some benefit, but doesn't cure. Medicines make it more manageable, but sometimes they create some side effects. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. Miseries of material life. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. Birth, death, old age, disease. This happens to the body and in the material world. These things are happening. Bhakti Siddhanta said this world is not a place of happiness. Not a place for happiness. Hegel also said, happiness are blank pages in history. They're blank pages, happiness. History develops itself through a lot of pain and struggle. Then history develops in some meaningful way. We've seen Srila Prabhupada had to go through so many difficulties. Also Srila Sridhara Maharaj and Govinda Maharaj. They went through so many health problems. Anyone else coming today?
Not that I know of.
Earth is considered the middle planet, huh? Boo. Means that there's not all happiness here and not all pain either. There's neither all happiness nor all pain. In the higher planets, there's more happiness. In the lower planets, there's more pain. Some lower planets, there's all happiness too. Because that when there's happiness, then the living entities, they don't think about God. They don't think about spiritual life. They're just enjoying their life. So higher planets, the demigods, they're like that also. They think they'd rather come to Earth because here it's more likely that you'll have some pain in your life and you'll be thinking of spiritual things, spiritual existence. Whereas if it's always happiness, then you don't think of it. You'll just be content with whatever life you have, whatever was given to you. And in the lower planets, it's all pain. It's also difficult because then there's no inspiration for a spiritual life either. You're always feeling miserable, not happy. So the middle planets, the middle world, you have a little difficulty, a little happiness. And that makes it more tolerable, more compatible for spiritual development. That's why the demigods like to come to Earth. That's all. Krishna also comes here. There they find there's more chance for spiritual development. And also in the hellish planets, there's places where there's all pleasure. And that is also a problem for them, for the demons. Because they never think of anything, developing any spiritual awareness when they're all enjoying so many different things. So the plane that we are on, there's some happiness, some distress. Just enough so we can try to cultivate our spiritual life and not just be attached to this one immediate existence that we have. Try to progress. Subjective evolution of consciousness. Sometimes I get very angry at the doctors. They're giving me things that are actually hurting me. And then I realize it's Krishna's mercy. And reminding me, not all happiness here. Can't be content. Oh, I have my doctors, I have so many things, huh? I will live for a long time. We don't know. You know, Alexander the Great. You heard of him? Alexander the Great.
Yes, Maharaj.
He conquered much of the Roman world. And he went out to Asia, India, and so forth, Persia, conquered lands there also. Anyhow, he was a great general. He was said to be a student of Aristotle. When he was dying, he told his doctors, said, I want you to carry me on a stretcher. He told the doctors to carry him on a stretcher out in the public, with his hands hanging over the stretcher, out over the stretcher.
It happens every time somebody tries to join that's new.
Who's joining?
Amiya Sindhu.
He's not, no.
No, like
Another person tries to join the meeting.
the last time it happened is when Harinanda joined. So something is,
Can you all hear now? Can you hear?
Yes, Maharaj, yes.
Anyhow, so he told, I want to show the people that the doctors, you may have so many doctors, but they cannot save you at the time of death. And he said he wanted to put his hands out over the stretcher empty to show that you come to this world empty-handed and you leave empty-handed. And then he had his servitors, Haribol, Amiya Sindhu. Then he had his servitors take all his wealth, all his gold, jewelry, whatever he had, and to throw that in the street as they were walking by with his dead body. And I said, I want to show the people that all your wealth is like so much garbage in the street, because you can't take that. Can't take that with you. Whatever you accumulate, you'll have to leave behind. So it's worthless. That time you understand the real worth of wealth. Wealth is only good for here while you're here, apparently, but ultimately it's not worth anything. Cannot do anything for you. There's a different level of development of culture that we have to engage in. Different things we have to try to cultivate, not just wealth and doctors and so forth and so on, power, or even knowledge. Those things are not going to help us. Knowledge will help us, of course, at the time of death, the proper knowledge. But otherwise, material things, they won't benefit us ultimately. We must cultivate a more spiritual understanding of our existence. That will help us. Your Krishna consciousness, your love for Krishna, that will come to save you. As I say on the top.
live transcript enabled.
Well, a nice story about Alexander. I think Srila Prabhupada told us that. Anapriya got disconnected.
Maybe she got home and is now getting fixed at her house. Oh, there she is.
Want to chant? Kirtan?
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shri Vasudi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Radha Sivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda.
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Gaurabhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nita Gora
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gora Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nita Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nita Gora Hari Bol.
Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Chaitanya, Srila Santa Maharaj ki jai.
Jai,
Srila Govardhan ki jai.
Jai,
Srila Bhaktivinoda ki jai.
Jai,
Glory to the worldwide divinity ki jai.
Jai.
Premanandi.
Bol.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj ki jai.
Prima Kechava Prabhu ki.
Okay, page 58. The Kirtan Guide. Pocket Kirtan Guide.
¿Qué puede añadir, Maharaja? ¿Verdad? No, 5. Ah, sí.
Can anyone hear?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Next boss. Good now.
Uttapada
Kamalam.
Sri Guru Vaishnavansha Sri Rupam Sahajatam
Satanamaritam.
Sajivam Sadvaitam Saladutam Pariyana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Sahajalita Sri Ramdansha Om Janadya Jananjana Saladaya Tasuru Niranjana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Puya Sri Guru Bhagavandita Mahavalamita Yasada Oma Bharya Parampara Prasarita Praya Prabhupate Bhakti Yoga Nirvisasasasangaram Bande Sri Gurudevananda Sirashaya Vajaniyam
Gorvabhistas.
Suburakam Guru Vainarya Sasamushikam Sintya Samastavida Nipunan Sirupa Pantalugam Govinda Vidam Jalam Bharatanum Pacharitam Bande Vishwa Guru Shadriya Bhagava Premo Hivya Pradam
Devam.
Devadiyatanu Shushanda Vadanam Valarta Satrasitam Sandrananda Puran Sadeko Varanam Vya Budi Ishidantanidim Suvatilasitam Sarasvatakandam Bandetam Shovanam Madhika Saranamya Viram Sridharam Namo Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Vijaguram Vaye Bhakta Bandhiva Gamanaura Sankirtane Majavadati Nirodaram Tatavitya Jivanimam Krishna Prema Shivajivanam Sugambhara Prabhutam Vaye Namo Gaura Kishoraya Padavata Murtaye Gaurangri Pramadvingaya Radharada Nisevine Vande Bhakti Yoga Sri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Sastrayana Karunaram Radharasa Sudaniri Gaura Vyajachi Seshai Vaishnavai Vangaviraham Yagana Prabhuvante Premadim Vijayagatam Ancha Kalpataruyasha Kripa Sindhuya Evasha Patitanam Pavaneyo Vaishnavayo Namo Namaha Bhaktarupa Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktasaktikam Namo Mahavandayaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Name Gaura Tui Namaha Jayanta Surata Mangor Mamamanda Mater Gati Masarvaya Padamboyao Radhamadana Mohanao Liya Lintaya Kalpadumada Sri Maharanagara Sisa Sao Sirkandarba Srila Govindao Prestali Seja Manarani Sri Narasa Rasami Bansiva Tatata Stita Karsan Venu Swarai Gopi Gopina Iriyatuna Brinda Jai Tulasi Jai Priya Jai Keshavacha Krishna Bhakti Pradi Devi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Atanam Mantra Guru Guru Bhagavavartadam Vyasa Yaga Guru Navo Tato Yajato Viraje Jaya Sri Prapanna Sri Gora Gauranga Govinda Sundara Palamana Su Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaja ki Jai.
Jai.
Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai
Jai.
Jagat
Jai.
ki Jai.
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 O Premanandi Hari Hari Hari.
Hari Bol.
Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
The translation is so funny, Maharaj.
What's that?
The translation is hilarious.
At the bottom when you
Oh,
talk.
does that help anybody?
Harinanda.
Does it help
A
them?
little bit, yeah.
Aryanandaji, do you want to sing a bhajan?
Jai Maharaj. Sri Guru Sharana.
Okay. Page 54.
Sing.
54.
Yes. Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Vakati Satma Bando Mui Savadana Mate
Guru Sharana Padma Devavakati Sama Manoni Savadana Mate.
Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Vakati Satma Bando Mui Savadana Mate
Guru Sharana Padma
Akati Satma
Manoni
Manoni
Savadana Mate.
Jahara Prasad Bhai Eva Vatori Jai
Yahara
Hare Prasadeva Devamatori Jaya.
Krishna Prati Hoy Jaha Hoite
Krishna Prati Hoy Jaha
Krishna Prati Hoy Yaha Hoite
Krishna Prati
Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Shitete Goriya Kya Arnakori Homane Asha Arnakori Homane Asa Sri Guru Charane Rati Seyuta Mogoti Je Prashade Pure Sarva Asa Je Prashade Pure Sarva Asa Sakundana dilo jai yame prauzei Dijajang hide prokashito Prema bhakti yaha hoite avidya vinasayate Bede gai yahara charito Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Lokano Lokera Jivana Aha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Padashayo Epe Jasagu Sutri Bhuvana Adama Lailu Charano Tuya Pade Loinu Charano Saranilo Abhayasi Pada Padme Saranilo Daya Karo Hey Daya Karo Hey Patita Pavan Si Guru De Daya Karo Hey Adama Patita Jene Daya Karo Hey Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev. Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai 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 Gurudev, Gurudev, Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Anyone else who like chanting?
Al lado la
Happy to sing that.
56.
Kanupriya, did you say something?
You want
I'm happy
to?
I'm happy to sing, Maharaj.
What? Yes. Which one?
Page 59.
59.
69.
Bottom. At the bottom, I think. Down.
59.
Ah, 59. Gracias, Prabhu.
Takura Vaishnava Gana.
Ah, Takura Vaisnava, sí.
That's the end of the song.
No, she said 59.
It's at the bottom.
Little.
Oh, bottom.
Bottom of 59, underneath there.
Yes.
Thakur Vaishnava Gana.
It's okay, Maharaj?
Yes. Why? Wonderful.
Takura Vaishnava Gana Puri Nivedana Mubata Madhura Chara
Takura Vaisnava Gana Puri Nivedana Mudara Purashara
Karuna Samsara Niti Tahetu Pailo Viti Keshe Tori Mori Korupara
Karuna Samsara Nidhi Kahe Dulai Bhaviti Kese Dori More Koro Para
Viti Poto Valava Nasuni Taramakyan Satai Karama Pasipande
Nidhi Bhagavaravan Nasune Ramayana Sadai Karamahashevande
Nade Kitaranalesh Chatate Kishabaklesh Anata Katari Tohi Kande
Naheki Taranaresa Yatate Kisavaklesa Anatarate Ikante
Kama Krodha Lopa Moha Mata Pimanasaha Apana Apanashtanitane
Kama Krodha Loba Mohamada Vimana Soha Apana Sanetane
Ajana Maramana Pirijana Handajana Supatan Pipatana Hijani
Aisana Maramana Pirejana Andajana Supatani Patana Jane
Nalayinu Satmata Shati Majila Chita Toya Poina Karinu Asha
Nalainu Samata Asate Magila Shita Tuya Pajena Karino Asa
Narutomo Dashiko Iteki Shune Lagi Pai Tariyale Toho Nijapasha
Narutamada Sheka Deki Sune Lage Vaya
Vaishnavata ko, Vaishnavata ko.
Oye Vaishnava Thakur, oye Vaishnava Thakur, oye Vaishnava Thakur, oye Vaishnava Thakur.
Right.
Can we read it in English?
Yes, you want to read?
O worshipable Vaishnavas, I offer you this prayer. I am very fallen and misbehaved. Destiny has immersed me in the fearsome ocean of material existence. Please grab me by the hair and pull me to the shore. Destiny is very powerful. It does not listen to my knowledge of religion and always binds me with the ropes of karma. I do not see even a trace of hope. All I see is hardship. Thus helpless and distressed I cry. Lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, and ego all pull me in their own directions. Thus my mind wanders like a blind man who does not know the right way from the wrong way. I have never accepted the proper conception. My mind has been immersed in illusion, and I have never aspired for your feet. Narottam Das says, seeing and hearing about my situation, I am stricken with fear. Please rescue me and keep me by your side.
Can you read it in Espanol?
Yes, Maharaj. Oh, santos Vaishnavas, aunque soy muy caído y no me comporto como es debido, quisiera hacerle esta solicitud. Mi destino me ha inmerso en este océano aterrador de los repetidos nacimientos y muerte. Por favor, tómame del cabello y llévame a la orilla opuesta. Mi destino es muy poderoso. No soy capaz de escuchar el conocimiento acerca de la vida espiritual y siempre estoy atado por las cuerdas de Maya. No veo ninguna forma de escapar de mi condición, solo veo sufrimiento. Desamparado y afligido, con pena lloro. Simplemente soy como un ciego, incapaz de ver el camino de los auspicios y de lo auspicioso y lo inauspicioso. He sido arrastrado en vano de aquí para allá por la lujuria, la rabia, la codicia, el aturdimiento, la locura y el orgullo. Mi mente está inmersa en la inestable satisfacción de los sentidos y no comprendo la verdadera meta de la vida. Por esta razón, no aspiré a obtener sus pies de loto. Narottam Das dice, ahora que soy capaz de ver y escuchar a los Vaishnavas, me he vuelto libre de todo temor. Ay, ve.
Hasta Corquilla.
Ay.
Okay. Lamia, Sindhu, so that's oh. Okay. Prapanna Jivanamrita. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivraj Kacharya Astatara Sata Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Dev Ko Swami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
154. That's text 25. Shodana prakiyajata malani sharanasya malani sharanasya malina vastunaha vabhavikana vichuranena sahana kadapyak ekat tadrik bhakta kshipram sudyati kadapi nasyatiti paramasvasa pradatvam kshipram bhavati dharmatma sashvat shantim nigachati kaunteya patidhanihi name bhakta pranashati. That's from the Bhagavad Gita. The supreme assurance, the purging of dirt by a process of purification, and the natural emanation of dirt from a contaminated thing can never be one. Such a devotee is swiftly purified, he is never lost. Wait a minute. Supreme assurance, the purging of dirt by a process of purification, and the natural emanation of dirt from a contaminated thing can never be one. Such a devotee is swiftly purified, he is never lost. Something's in it there, but anyhow. O son of Kunti, it is my promise that a soul who adopts exclusive devotion unto me will definitely never fail. Despite the initial purging and sudden appearance of defects, such anomalies are rapidly dispelled by his continuous remembrance of me and repentance for the impediments to the service. He becomes impeccably devout in the soul's natural constitutional behavior, and as a result of his devotion, he attains supreme relief from the bondage of both sinfulness and piety. Hariananda, you want to read in Spanish?
Yes, Maharaj. Nunca pueden ser lo mismo la depuración de la suciedad mediante un proceso purificatorio y la natural emanación de suciedad que surge de una cosa contaminada. Ese devoto muy rápidamente queda purificado y nunca se pierde. Esta es la promesa suprema. Sri Bhagavad Gita y el comentario de Srila Bhakti Siddhanta de Goswami Maharaj dice: oh hijo de Kunti, mi promesa que es en sí, mi promesa es que si un alma adopta una devoción exclusiva por mí, definitivamente nunca fracasará, independientemente de la depuración inicial y la repentina aparición de sus defectos. Esas anomalías se desvanecerán pronto debido a un continuo recuerdo de mí y a su arrepentimiento ante los impedimentos para ofrecer su servicio. Ella se torna impecable en su devoción, con el comportamiento natural y constitucional del alma, y como resultado consigue el alivio supremo del cautiverio, del pecado y la piedad. Ay.
So the process of purification and the appearance of some defect from the conditioned soul. Conditioned soul may have some defects that come out in his practice of devotional service. Practice of devotional service is a purification process. So these anarthas that come out, they are that what is being purified. As they come out, we can notice, oh, I have this tendency or that tendency. I must check that, I must try to correct that. And so in the activity of devotional service, in the process of cleansing or engaging in devotional service, some defects may appear. But the process of devotional service is meant to cleanse those things. So even if they do appear, go to continue on in their service, and praying that those all those anarthas will somehow be purified and will come to the level of devotional service without any sinful residue. That's called anartha nivritti. Anartha nivritti means to eliminate the undesirable things from our heart. Bhajana Kriya, you know that verse?
Ado Shraddha.
Ado Shraddha, Tata Sadhu-Sanga, Tato Bhajana Kriya, To Nartha Nivritti Syat, Nishta. By eliminating those undesirable things through devotional service, we will come to the plane of Nishta, that is freedom from those things, both pious and impious activities. We become situated in the plane of Nishta, where our whole consciousness is devoted to serving Krishna, regardless of what's going on from a non-devotional point of view. This is what Krishna promises, that the devotee is never vanquished. He's saying, the soul who adopts devotion unto me will definitely never fail, he says. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. It means the devotee should not become discouraged, even if they fall down, even if they have some defect, but still within their heart, and by engaging in devotional service. Those things will gradually be eliminated. That is the faith of the dedicated soul. And that is Krishna's promise also. That if we once turn to Krishna and ask for surrender, he will free us from these things, because we are here because of all of our impious desires. That's how we came to the material world. That's how we remain bound to it, through the impious things, the sinful things. So the process of devotional service is to cleanse those things from the soul. So if the devotee remains faithful, the Lord also promises he'll be faithful. Take away all the things that are distracting us from service, and engage us more intensely in his own service. It's like when you're taking a shower. If somehow you become very greasy and dirty, you're putting soap and cleansing the body. At any given point, there may still be some grease, some dirt. But because you're engaged in the process of showering, then eventually that will be removed also. So you don't go in the shower and then think, oh, there's some dirt still left on my leg. Then the shower is no good. That takes time to get rid of all those undesirable things. But at least you're engaged in the process by which they can be removed. And the main thing, don't become discouraged after some time. You must continually engage in service. We've been here millions of lifetimes. And how long will it take to come free from all those things? We don't know. It's up to Krishna's mercy. But at least if we have faith that Krishna's mercy is there, that he is anxious to forgive us, to cleanse us of our misconceptions. We have that, then Krishna promises, don't worry, you'll be forgiven. You'll be rescued. Not only from the sinful, but also from the pious activities. Be wholly directed toward his satisfaction. It's a big promise, huh? Big promise. The devotee has to have faith in that. What happened to Aeneas in the area?
Yes.
You want to say something in Spanish?
Sí, Maharaj.
Okay.
Haribo. El Maharaj está explicando muy hermosamente más o menos el significado de este verso en el cual está haciendo una gran promesa del Señor Supremo. El Señor Supremo ha hecho en el Bhagavad Gita algunas promesas, pero esta es la suprema promesa donde él dice, aquel devoto que se entrega a la práctica del servicio exclusivo a mí, nunca será derrotado, nunca será derrotado. Sin embargo, durante el proceso del servicio devocional, nosotros tenemos de vidas anteriores anarta. Tenemos anarta, que anarta son tendencias negativas, tendencias malas, hacer cosas un poco indebidas. Tal vez, aunque queramos progresar y hacer cosas, igual tenemos anarta. Pero no importa, poco a poco, practicando, servicio devocional, poco a poco, esas anartas se van limpiando. Es como si yo tengo esta franela y le cae sucio, yo agarro y echo agua, jabón, y aquí voy limpiando un poco. Todavía estoy en un proceso de limpieza, pero todavía yo veo la mancha. Pero yo sigo, y algún día ya todo está limpio y perfecto. Igual el proceso de servicio devocional. Al principio yo puedo tener algunos sucios, algunas cosas, pero practicar. Entonces poco a poco yo voy limpiando mi corazón. Maharaj también explica que uno de los aspectos más importantes de este proceso es la humildad. Nitya, la humildad. Tener humildad, tener fe, y son los elementos de la rendición, de Saranagati, la rendición, humildad, fe, aceptar al Señor Krishna como todo nuestro protector, nuestro guardián, y siempre tener en nuestra mente la promesa del Señor Krishna. Mi devoto jamás será vencido. No importa los obstáculos que se nos presenten, no importa las cosas que vengan a nuestra vida. Siempre tenemos que ir adelante con cariño, con fuerza, para derrotar a todos los enemigos. El Maharaj también dijo que este mundo material es un planeta medio, está en medio. Hay planetas altos y planetas bajos. Esto es un planeta medio. Aquí en este mundo no hay feliz, imposible, porque hay felicidad, tristeza. Hay las dos cosas. Entonces nosotros nos tenemos que mantener saber eso y mantenernos firmes bajo la guía de un Vaishnava, de un gurú autorizado y seguir la instrucción del maestro espiritual. Y entonces algún día nosotros vamos elevándonos a mundos superiores, a donde tengamos incluso más, un poco más acercamiento a eso de lo que es la verdadera felicidad. Entonces el Maharaja explica que en este mundo material, cuando nos enfermamos, cuando tenemos dolores, cuando tenemos tristeza, en realidad debemos ver eso como un recuerdo del Señor Krishna, un recuerdo del Señor Krishna, que aquí la felicidad es imposible, no hay felicidad, solamente momentos muy dispersos de lo que es la felicidad. Eso siempre tenemos es recordar ese aspecto y seguir practicando sadhana, siempre bajo la instrucción del maestro espiritual. Más o menos eso es lo que explicó aquí el Maharaja. Jai Gurudev. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I was just thinking in these songs, so many of these songs that we sing, these bhajans, the Vaishnavas are thinking themselves very fallen, contaminated with lust, anger, pride. And yet they have so much faith that Krishna will accept them, or they're praying that Krishna will please accept them despite their impropriety, their improper nature. So we should not let those things that are sinful in our own souls, hearts, take us down to more sinful life. We should always be praying, despite whatever there may be in our own hearts, that Krishna will be merciful, because he is very merciful. Mahavaranaya, Mahaprabhu is called. He is most merciful. And he will accept even the sinful souls, if they just turn to him, especially in the Kali Yuga. It says Harinama, Harinam. Just take his name. And despite whatever sinful things are there in our hearts, he will take us up and purify us. Of course, we should not try to promote those things, but to recognize them. That is not a cause for forgetfulness of Krishna. It should be a cause for praying more intensely for his mercy and feeling ourselves unworthy of that. We can't go to Krishna or the spiritual world thinking we're very pure Vaishnavas, thinking somebody with some type of ego of who we are, that we deserve to be there or whatever. It has to be approached by humility, supplication, and then Krishna will take mercy on us. Or he says he will. So we have faith in that. Okay. What?
I'll tell you later.
All right, next text number 26. Dhani bhuta vishuddha sattva murta vashritya tamasa prakritayo pi paramam gatim labhante mam hi parta viprasritya ye pisu papayo naiha shriyo vaishyastata sudras te piyanti param gatim. Bhagavad Gita. By taking shelter of Sri Krishna, the embodiment of unadulterated, concentrated, pure goodness, even the most depraved reach the supreme destination. O Partha, by expressly taking refuge in exclusive devotion for me, even low-born barbarous people that subsist on cow's flesh, corrupt women such as prostitutes, and humans of lower order such as merchants and laborers, we all swiftly reach the supreme destination. Nothing can impede those who take shelter in devotion unto me. Español.
Dice, hasta el más perverso alcanza el destino supremo si se refugia en Sri Krishna, la personificación de la bondad pura, impoluta y concentrada. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, el guardián de la devoción comenta, oh Partha, simplemente por refugiarse en la devoción exclusiva por mí, incluso las personas incivilizadas de bajo nacimiento, mujeres corruptas, tales como prostitutas, hombres ordinarios, como los comerciantes y los obreros, todos ellos alcanzan rápidamente el destino supremo. Nada puede obstaculizar a aquellos que se refugian en la devoción a mí. Ay.
Okay. So the spiritual world has nothing to do with the material. Material, whatever's going on at the level of forgetfulness of Krishna, it has nothing to do with what's going on in the spiritual plane. In other words, the only thing we have to do is remember Krishna. And turn our attention away from the mundane and remember Krishna and his promise and our faith. These are the requirements for becoming freed from the mundane conception of life. It'll all be taken care of. We don't have to make a separate effort to cleanse ourselves. That, of course, that must be done. We have to make decisions about our own life, what we're doing wrong and how to go properly in the proper direction. But devotee has a purely transcendental understanding of the spiritual plane. How that has its own rules and regulations. And Krishna's promise here is that those who serve him, they will be freed from all other non-serving tendencies. So something like magical, the magical connection. When we're taken up into the spiritual plane, the material things, they don't take on the significance they have while we're in the mundane conception of life. It's like the whole consciousness changes, the material to spiritual. That's called mercy. The Lord's mercy. It can occur over a long period of time, or it can occur in a moment. But anyhow, Krishna is encouraging us here that don't lose faith. One may struggle their whole life, but if they don't lose faith at the time of death, Krishna will know what you have done, what limitations you may still have, and he will take us by his mercy, not by justice. He will judge us mercifully if we have attempted to engage in his service. This is what he is encouraging us here to do. Krishna is not unintelligent. He can understand how we are struggling. And sometimes these struggles are given to us purposely by the Lord. We've seen so many instances, like Prahlad Maharaj, doing so many difficulties. The Lord was very merciful to him. And also in all, even our ordinary devotees' lives, we face so many difficulties. And by the Lord's mercy, we're somehow able to continue on in our service, despite those difficulties. We see that going on, huh? Shanta Maharaj and all these things that are occurring within the society. It's been going on for a long time. Not only this society, but all those spiritual societies facing difficulties. And yet the devotees go on. They maintain their Krishna consciousness and maintain their service. So it's like the lotus leaf. You know, and the lotus leaf or the lotus flower, they are immune to the being what do you say? Getting soaked. What's that word I'm looking for?
Drowning?
Not drowning.
Saturated?
Saturated with water. They're sitting in the water, but they don't become saturated with that water. They somehow are able to live their life without succumbing to the things that are. If you put a piece of paper in the water, it will become saturated with water and sink. But the lotus flower can repel the water. It grows very beautifully on top of the water without getting water soaked. So devotee is like that. They're living in so many material circumstances, but they don't become overcome by that. Remain transcendentally situated. Anyhow, Krishna is encouraging his devotees to surrender, saying, I will not forget you, and you will achieve success. But you must keep trying, that's all. Hope beyond hope. I remember Govinda Maharaj, was feeling so much difficulty in his own body and the things that were going on in the society. And he used to talk about hope beyond hope. Hope is not enough. You have to have something more than that. Higher thing than just hope. Ordinary hope not suffice. Because that's all destroyed. All hope is finished. But then there's some hope beyond that. And the faith. Okay. Ariananda, you want to say something?
Yes, Maharaj. El Maharaja está explicando que en este mundo material estamos por diferentes circunstancias, nosotros nos está tocando vivir en este mundo material y en una época que es muy difícil. Y aquí en el mundo material lo más fácil que tenemos es olvidar. Siempre nuestra mente se olvida de todo. Entonces el Maharaj dice que en este mundo y en esta época la naturaleza siempre es olvidarnos de las cosas. ¿Por qué? Para conectarnos con lo material y entonces Maya nos atrapa y nos conecta aquí al mundo material. Entonces el Maharaj está explicando que nuestra mente, nuestra misión, nuestro negocio aquí en este mundo material es recordar, no olvidar, recordar constantemente al Señor Krishna, siempre tener al Señor Krishna aquí en la cabeza, no importa las circunstancias, los problemas, las pruebas, las tentaciones, todo lo malo que podamos experimentar aquí, porque acá tenemos que tener algo claro, no venimos a ser felices, esto es como una escuela de purificación y van a venir problemas, Aquí nadie está exento de problemas. Entonces, nuestro negocio es recordar constantemente al Señor Krishna, y el Maharaj también habló de que en ese proceso es muy importante la rendición, el saranagati. La rendición es muy importante porque a través de la rendición, el recuerdo del Señor Krishna más la rendición son dos herramientas muy poderosas que nosotros podemos tener para ir progresando en la vía del servicio devocional. Y lo demás depende de la misericordia del Señor. Aunque hagamos ese trabajo igual sin esperar nada a cambio, tenemos que hacerlo por amor a hacerlo y ya. Entonces el Maharaj también está colocando el ejemplo de Srila Kama Shanta Maharaj. Srila Nikama Shanta Maharaj ha tenido problemas, ataques, gente por aquí, pero el Shanta Maharaj sigue trabajando, sigue practicando, distribuyendo el santo nombre, el Hare Krishna, caminando por las calles, y él sigue. Entonces nosotros tenemos que mirar el ejemplo de Srila Bhakti Nikama Shanta Maharaj, mirar su ejemplo y tomarlo para nosotros. Ver, él está siendo atacado, él está siendo, lo intenta atacar, pero no importa, él sigue firme en su servicio. El Maharaj también habló de que Srila Govinda Maharaj en su momento también tuvo ataque, también tuvo oposiciones. Es que hasta los mismos gurús, los más excelsos de ellos, todos han pasado por el mismo proceso. Si ellos pasan por ese proceso, ¿qué nos queda a nosotros? A nosotros nos queda es mirar el ejemplo de ellos. Igual si la Acharya de también oposición, y si la Acharya de firme, y siempre sale victorioso. Porque Krishna, el Señor Krishna, dice su promesa, su primera promesa: mi devoto nunca será derrotado, siempre victorioso. Y esa es nuestra esperanza, nuestra mayor esperanza en esta vida, con saber que si somos sinceros y practicamos, nunca seremos derrotados. Segundo, recordar constantemente a Krishna. Tercero, Sadhu-Sanga, reunirse y seguir la instrucción del Guru. Esa es nuestra vida. Y como dice el Maharaj, también dijo, por último, que todos nosotros tenemos que tener una vida simple y mente alta. Vida simple, mente elevada. ¿Elevado en dónde? En el Señor Krishna. El Señor Krishna, Guru, Vaishnava, Shastra, Satsanga. Entonces, la vida será perfecta si tenemos eso en la mente. ¿Vale? Ya, Maharaj.
It sounds much better than I do. Much more convincing. Thank you, Prabhu.
Most excellent. Dhanyavad Maharaj.
Yes. What's going on?
Amir Sindhu
Sorry.
Das is back.
Dhanyavad Kanapriyu.
Dhanawad, pranams, Prabhu.
Dhanyavad Paranams. I have very dodgy power supply. You see, in the summertime where I live, there are many caravan parks where people have mobile homes and so on. So thousands and thousands of people exit the city and come to where I live in, and the water supply goes, the power supply goes, all sorts of shenanigans go on, to use an Irish phrase. So therefore, please, apologies if I suddenly disappear. It is not my intention to do so. It's quite simply power. Anyway, battery is, I can't even charge the batteries. Anyway, sorry for the interruption, but how wonderfully translated Espanol. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Sorry?
Merci de Gurudev, de Srila Bhakti Puri Maharaj, Shanta Maharaj, and devotee. All is for mercy. Thank you, Prabhu, for see good quality in this poor soul. Thank you.
Just while I have a little moment of communication, may I say how absolutely beautiful the chorus that you have behind you when you sing. I am a musician. I'm a retired sound engineer. And I used to mix orchestras and choruses and all sorts of things, from classical, rock, pop, and whatever else. But the chorus and the beautiful magic, the voices that are behind you when you sing, it is most wonderful. And I am most grateful to have all the association of all the ladies, most gracious ladies behind you. Dandavad, thank you.
Thank you for a sweet word for family and me. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Saraswati. Hare Krishna.
All right, so I think we'll end our Sangha today. And I wish you all a good, healthy week next week. Till we see you again. My humble Dandavat Pranams. Jai Harinanda Prabhu and Priya Darshini, Priya Atmani, and Bhagavati, and Ananditya, and Kanu Priya Didi, Abhiya Sindhu, Krishna Kesava Prabhu Ki Jai.
Jai. All devotees ki jai.
Jai.
Here for all. Thank you.
Stay well, Maharaj. Stay well.
Dandavad.
Dandavad.